Mm. This wind is fucking up my light. I'm using this phone as a shield from the wind. Incense and ashtrays. Mm. Did I get it? Mm. There we go. 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 What's up, 504 Gusto, Chief Water and Company, Andrew Como. That name Andrew Como always tripped me out. You remind me of that. Did you name yourself after that? Your screen name after that governor in New York, Andrew Cuomo or some shit like that? What's his name? And he had that whole ass brother that worked for CNN, the Como, Chris Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo. Where the fuck his name is? Yeah. What y'all talking about? I ain't gonna be here long. I just wanted to check in with y'all. Sugar Rose, I be forgetting you in France. When did you move to France? When did you move? Closest I've been to France is the Paris Hotel in Vegas. That Paris Hotel in Vegas, they breakfast buffet used to be the shit back in the day. What's up, Sandra? Like I said, conscious cookie monster. That might mean that motherfucker count all the cookies that he take. I'm going to take 19 cookies today. Nom 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 nom. You say years ago in the French Riviera. That's dope. How do you like France? It seems like you like it. You never know it. For those of you who don't know, Miss Sugar Deborah Rosenblum, she's somebody I met when I first started doing comedy at the Comedy Union. And she was around when Big Jaw got his start, Craig, Teddy Ray, Brent, all your all deaf people. She was around for all that. She was around for all of that. She remembers us when we were all like new in this game. Shouts out to you. Yeah. Who this nigga over here just parking with their goddamn lights on? Don't you hate when you sitting in front of your crib and somebody just pull up parking and they keep their damn car running? Fuck you doing? You know this is a black neighborhood, nigga. We look at everything. Yeah, man. Well, yesterday we were talking about like conflict resolutions. Right now, I told you guys before, right now, we're in a period right now. When I read the cards, we're in a period of shakeup. We're entering a hurricane season right now, right? These next few months through the end of the year, beginning parts of next year, we're going through a real social hurricane. A lot of, one thing we always talk about, we want change, right? We got to remember, change doesn't come until the storm clears out what needs to be cleared out, right? So you can't, when you're in these stormy seasons, you can't wish the storm away. Hey, how you doing? You cannot wish the storm away. And again, I'm talking, when I be talking, y'all, I be telling y'all all the time, I'm not the expert. I be talking to myself too. The beautiful thing about teaching is it gives me the opportunity to learn twice. That's why I love to teach so much. Because every time I teach, every time I tell a lesson, I'm learning twice. I'm learning twice because I hear myself when I talk. And sometimes I say shit and be like, God damn, DeWan, it really would be good if you incorporate that shit into your life. Ain't no fucking expert. But, you know what's going on right now is a storm. So storms, they're tough to deal with, you know? Storms isolate you. When there's a storm going on, you can't go out and visit your friends. You can't go to the club. You can't go do things to ignore what's going on in your life. When a storm is going on, you got to go inside, lock things down, and deal with whatever karma you created for yourself inside that home, whether it be positively or negatively. But out of that storm comes rebirth, comes something new. And socially right now, we're in a storm. And a lot of relationships are in a storm right now. I mean, I'm dealing with so many relationship issues in my cards. I was on the phone with a comic who I love and respect earlier this morning, and she was talking about her relationship, like with a family member that she's very close to, and how that ain't the same anymore. And what I'm just seeing overall collectively. What's up, Amar? No, I didn't see the fight. I appreciate the donation, but nah, I did not see either of the fights. But I'm just seeing overall that a lot of y'all out there are having challenges in your relationships. Like, a lot of marriages are really strained right now. A lot of friendships are strained right now. There's just a lot of tension in the air right now. I know y'all feel it. So this is a good time to be very reflective in your thoughts. And don't be so accusatory to other people. Just say, even if you do feel like you were done wrong by somebody, approach it from the point of view of, how can we solve the problem? Because a lot of you out there right now, you know, we're in very emotionally sensitive times. So we can feel like, if we feel like, you know, addressing an issue, going right into blaming the other person or making accusatory statements. This is a time for avoiding accusatory statements. You know, come together on a communal approach. Now, how can we solve this issue? That's how we gotta talk to each other right now. How can we help each other? What can we do? Because I'm telling you right now, what's going on right now socially, it's easy to trip. It's real easy to trip right now, all right? You can get a reading by hitting me at breakthroughas.org. That's my website. And then click on book appointment. And then click on make an appointment. And then choose which service you want an appointment for. And that's how you book a reading. I can give you a personal reading to see what your personal year looks like. Or overall life reading, whichever you choose. Relationship readings, I can do all that stuff. But right now, what's up, Mark by Smith? Oh, wow, you said they love FBA culture in France, but not so much tripping on the Africans? That's crazy. What's up, Beanie Man? But going back to what I was saying, hit the like button. There's 44 people in here, 9 likes. At least get a nigga to 20 likes, shit. At least half you niggas like what's going on. God damn. But we're in a very contentious time, and we're in for a major shift economically. All right, I'm telling you right now. Record this, screen record it. One of your major media or social media networks is going to go belly up sometime in the next 3 to 6 months. A lot. You're about to see a lot of we're about to see 2008 all over again. Like when Lehman Brothers, Countrywide, when those established banks went out of business out of nowhere, like those were cornerstone type financial institutions. For those of you who are too young to remember, Lehman Brothers going out of business was the equivalent of Ford Motor Company going out of business, or the equivalent of, when it comes to banking, that would be the equivalent of Facebook going out of business out of nowhere. That's what it meant when Lehman Brothers went out of business in 2008. When Countrywide went out of business, that's like the equivalent of, like as far as mortgage go, the mortgage market, that would be the equivalent, if we're gonna say internet companies, that would be the equivalent of fucking Amazon going out of business in mortgage. That's how major those companies going out of business was. And out of that developed a new economy. Unfortunately, because of President Bush and President Obama's policies, the new online economy, the money went straight to the top. The difference with this shift that's coming, although they're legislating things the way they are right now, with this shift that we have coming economically, we're about to see some of that money get spread out a little bit. We're in Aquarian times. We're in different times, more communal times. So I saw the major shift after the 2001 economic collapse. I saw the major shift after the 2008 economic collapse. And what we're seeing right now is a much larger than the 2001 and 2008 economic collapses. You see the cryptocurrency market still hasn't rebounded. You know, people were projecting the crypto. I remember last year, projections were by the end of 2022, Bitcoin would be over 100,000. Now it's around 20, you know. But just a year ago, they were projecting it to be over 100,000. The biggest thing that has me not concerned, but the biggest cue in forecasting what's going to happen with the economy, especially the housing market, is what's going on in China. I read an article in the LA Times last Thursday, and it was talking about China and how China has whole cities and towns that were supposed to be done and finished last year that aren't even 20% built. Like there's this one town in China where people have been paying, like they got a discounted rate on their home if they started paying on the mortgage immediately. People been paying on their mortgages since 2019. They went to go visit the town where their new homes were supposed to be. And these houses, these are just frames. They ain't got windows in. They stopped building on these homes 3 years ago. But for the last 3 years, people been paying their mortgage, thinking they about to get a house. That Chinese real estate, that economy is about to be, fucked more ways. That shit's about to be fucked in more ways than Superhead. That Chinese economy. Why am I bringing up China? Why am I bringing up China. I'm bringing up China, and I said this before, because most of those cranes in your local city are being funded by Chinese money, Chinese real estate, and a lot of your housing market. The reason why housing is so overinflated right now is because people aren't the one buying these houses. The entities buying these homes are major corporations, major conglomerate, major big business, and a lot of that is using Chinese money. They're buying just houses by the block, especially here in LA. Well, when China's housing market goes belly up, what do you think those Chinese investors are going to have to do with their real estate here in America? They're going to have to sell it off. And they're going to be selling it off at 50 cents, 40 cents on the dollar. How am I making this prediction? I remember 1989. Yes, I was only 8, but my dad used to have these conversations in the home with my uncles and stuff like that. And I remember studying it later on when I was in school. That's when 88, 89 is when Japan's economy collapsed. My whole childhood, when I was a kid, when I was 6, 7 years old, if you ever go back and watch TV shows from like the late 80s, mid 80s, they're always complaining about the Japanese. The Japanese are buying everything. The Japanese own this. Look, the Japanese built Los Angeles, California skyline in the 80s. Go back and look at the LA skyline when the A-Team was out. It was only a couple big-ass tall buildings. From 81, when I was born, to about 92, that whole LA downtown skyline changed. And that was all because of Japanese money. What happened when that Japanese economy crashed? Yak. Them white boys scooped all them commercial real estate properties up for 10, 20 cents on the dollar. So what we have coming is on that level. You got to understand, these white supremacists, these white folks, like these black, like in America, we complaining about the Chinese, and the Chinese do own a bunch of shit. They own a bunch of farmland. They own a bunch of real estate. That's fact. That's true. But you got to remember this about this white boy in America. This white boy ain't gonna give up any more than he can't keep control of. If it looks like they're allowing a certain group of people to get ahead, or a certain group to do things economically, that's because this white boy got a motherfucking card up his sleeve. My dad used to always say that. I remember going back to when the economy collapsed in the late 80s, early 90s. I just remember sitting in the car with my dad, and he used to always say, these white boys got a trick up their sleeve. They always got a trick up their sleeve. And they'll take a loss to fuck. They'll take a loss for them that'll fuck you. A loss for them, for them it'll be a L, but for you it'll be a motherfucking murder or whatever. So we see this happening right now. So just be aware, all right? But this time, and when this collapsed, and for those of you who saw my reading of this country, y'all go back and watch. The shit that I read this year back in June. Mind you, in cardiology, we read year to year. So the United States year starts on July 4th, his birthday. Which really isn't his birthday, but that's a whole nother story. I talked about that too. But anyway, the United States' real birthday is August 2nd. But another story. But the birthday it celebrates is July 4th. And I told y'all when the month of July starts, shit's going to be cracking. And what happened? Them Georgia Guidestones blew up. There was a fire in the fucking Grand Canyon. I mean, all kinds of riots and murders and shit. We are in for some fucked up shit right now, man. But the answer, when I say we are in for it, let me walk that back. The country is in for a lot of fucked up shit. You, I, we, me. This is the time that we go internal and we really, you really work your gifts right now. When the storm is going on outside, you take your ass inside. Don't get involved. As this election come up, you saw them white boys trying to blow up FBI buildings and shit like that. Stuff's about to get real. It's already cracking. It's about to get way more cracking, especially as we lead up to this election, y'all. Black people, keep your ass at home. Work on yourself. Do you. Don't get involved in these cracker fights that's coming up. What's up, Star? What's up, A. Chapman? Yeah. Ben Frank in the house? Yeah, don't get involved. But right now, there's a lot of tensions in our homes, black people. I know. Press the number 1 if you've been feeling tension in your inner circle, in your home, in your areas of traditional peace. Tell me if lately it's been a little more tension than normal. And press number 2 if you know somebody that's their relationships are like really on the rocks. Yeah, it's just things are right now just a little tight. So that's why the solution is to think before you speak. Please think, especially when you talk to the people that you love. And I'm not preaching you niggas like I'm perfect. This is for me too. When I drop this book, don't think that I'm perfect, y'all. Perfection is what I strive for. My thing is just do your best every day. That's what the book is for. That's what self-help is. Do your best every day. But sometimes your best ain't gonna be fucking good enough. You gotta know that. And you gotta accept it. It's like basketball. Yeah, you may average 28 points. You may average 21 points a game. But some nights, you gonna shoot 4 for 19. You gonna get 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 fouls. And you're gonna be musty as hell when the game is over with. And you're gonna lose by 15 points. And you gave your best. But you still lost by 15 points. That's how it is in sports. That's how it is with you video game niggas. You play your best at your game, you still not gonna win every time. Hell, I be playing Grand Theft Auto. I be running from the police. Nigga, but sometimes them motherfuckers catch me. The whole point of like self-help and getting guidance, reading cards, is to get it right the next time. All right, you fucked up this time, you got it wrong. All right, get it right the next time. Oh yeah. And hit up Jayla Baxter, lightthemood.com, 40% off. Product code WeSmoke22. Jayla's candles will help your ass get in the mood. Feel good. But yeah, that's why Ben Frank, it's just really to improve, man. It's all to improve, and it's not about being perfect. And it's not about projecting that image of perfection. I don't ever want to project that image of perfection. I don't ever want to act like I'm over here perfect. Hell nah, I'm fucked up. I am, in my head, nigga, I'm a king of clubs. Nigga, king of clubs, one of the biggest issues for a king of clubs is getting in your head and stopping yourself mentally and blocking yourself mentally. And I am him, he is me. So I ain't here to act like I'm a perfect nothing, nigga. I be Allen Iverson crossing over my own head. I be like, yeah, got ankles. Don't let these niggas make you think they perfect. Nigga. Nah, we all fucked up, man. My only deal with myself is to get it right the next time. You right about that, Sugar D. You don't know what people are going through. You better watch what you say. These are very volatile times. We are in extremely volatile times, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know if y'all understand that. We are in extremely volatile times. Shit can pop off at any moment with anybody. People mentally are not in a good space. Financially, people aren't in good spaces right now. And when the money tight, the mind ain't right. Let me say that jive nigga shit again. When the money tight, the mind ain't right. You don't have to remember that shit. Did I drop it? Oh shit. I thought I had I left my damn soda can in the house. But so it's like people are going through all kind of shit. So this is a time for all of us to practice patience in how we speak to one another. Like for real. Oh yeah, the trans people now they can get Social Security. That's just why the way I look at that stuff now is that just makes our reparations check bigger. That's the way I look at the silver lining. It just makes our reparations check bigger. That's all. Trans get Social Security, okay. That just makes our reparations check bigger. Because I think it's look, black people be sleep as fuck. Niggas, we really do be chilling. We know we ain't at our best, but we ain't really tripping. We got to be pushed into it. And Joe Biden, the mistake Joe Biden is making is he's handing money to everybody. And it's making even the most asleep, politically active black person look up and be like, hey now, hey, what's going on? Joe Biden is bringing awareness to the case for reparations more than any president in American history. So the way I look at it is when black people get focused and actually fight, we win. And it takes things like this to get us focused. It takes shit like this to get us focused. Because without this, niggas be lollygagging. We some dilly-dallying ass niggas. And we know it. Niggas like to dilly-dally all day. dillying and dallying, dallying and dillying. You know what I'm saying? And so, by extension, this was going to happen. When, and I say when, black people get reparations, what you're going to start to see is governments around the world having to follow suit. And what reparations to black Americans does is it changes the system. We've never made the system as black people, we've never cost the system any money. Let me say that again. We've never cost the system any money. Slavery was hella profitable for the Confederacy. That's why they, it was the New Yorkers, the Yankees that were taxing the hell out the South. So the Confederacy decided to split away. The United States only fought the Civil War to keep the Union together. We gotta remember, it wasn't to end slavery. They fought the Civil War to maintain the Union. Always remember that detail when it comes to the Civil War. It wasn't to end slavery. When the United States signed the Emancipation Proclamation, it had no jurisdiction because Jefferson Davis had already declared the Confederate States of America. So there was nothing that the United States could do legally to infringe on the Confederate States of America's rights. That's what happened. Jefferson Davis left Mississippi to go to Richmond, Virginia, to be the president of a new country called the Confederate States of America. Lincoln didn't like that move, and Lincoln said, "Oh, hell no, fuck you," and started the war. That's how that happened. It wasn't to end slavery. It was to keep them southern motherfucking states part of the United States. We gotta remember that detail. So when the Civil War ended and the United States stayed together as a union, black people rebuilt the war-torn South. They weren't technically slaves anymore, but they worked the land of their enslavers still. Oh, not of their enslaver. They worked the land. And after they rebuilt everything from next to nothing, they had the Southern Compromise that pulled federal troops from the South. That basically started the war again on black America. The United States got rebuilt for free by niggas. Then they turned niggas into sharecroppers. Like, okay, you're not technically a slave, but if you don't have a job, you're gonna be a vagrant. So you can go work on that plantation down there, and the money that your fucking was in the freedmen's bank for your land, no, we gave that freedmen's money to these white motherfuckers to rebuild their land, and now you gotta work on it, nigga. That's how this shit happened. We've never cost the United States any money. We've only made it money. Civil rights didn't cost the United States any money. Dr. Carter Anderson talks about that. Civil rights didn't cost shit. Didn't cost shit. The minute we gave them control of our children's mind through Brown, the Board of Education, of course they could do integration now. If they're teaching you, of course they're comfortable integrating now because they taught you what's in your mind. It definitely wasn't no revolutionary shit, you dig? So that's where we are. That's where we are. So the more we as a people understand that's our connection to this land, and then now we see chicks with dicks get Social Security, what's the natural reaction? That's why knowledge of self is so important. That's why I do my best to always, always, always talk history in our connection to this land, because they always want to put us in Africa, and I don't have any issues with Africa. No, I don't have no problems with Africa. But we live in the United States, and our country and our family built this particular country. And this particular country takes the wealth that we built and they indiscriminately pass it around to everybody who's not black. They give it to Ukraine war victims. Before, they gave it to Afghani motherfuckers. Mind you, all them Afghan and Iraqi Afghani motherfuckers that they imported in back in 2005, 2004. Remember when they were starting to import all them Afghani people, like around 2004? Well, their children are now adults that are now working jobs and industries that your black ass kid can't get hired in. They'd rather hire a child of an Afghani war victim that came here in 2004, who's now 22. He was 4 when he got here, he's 22 now, and he's getting a job or a career opportunity or opportunity in college that your black ass kid can't get. And they getting it under minority benefits that your grandparents fought for. How about that? So now when we demand reparations, it makes sense, because you see that the money that your ancestors fought for is being passed out. It'd be different if nobody was getting anything. Then it'd be like, all right, it is what it is. But when you see everybody getting something, down to choo-choo trains, people, ball boys, calling themselves girls, they can get SSI, what's the natural reaction? Where is mine? That's the natural reaction. That's the natural reaction. The natural reaction is, man, fuck it. You better break me my ducket. That jive talk, nigga. Yeah, that's all we gotta do. And let me say something real quick. And I know this isn't any of you in here, because y'all don't talk like this, but it's always somebody that be like, I don't know about you, but I ain't waiting on no reparations. Nigga, first of all, we didn't ask you. Second of all, who the fuck is waiting on the reparations? Just because you demanding reparations don't mean you don't go to work. It don't mean you say, I'm gonna stop building this business and demand the government give me a check to finish. Who the fuck does that? That goes without saying. These niggas that say, I ain't waiting on reparations, them niggas just want attention. Because ain't nobody waiting for nothing. But guess what? Black people do a lot of. Every 2 years, niggas are very involved politically to supporting the Democrats. All demanding reparations means is this. Anytime you intersect with politics locally and federally, nationally, you do it from the point of view of reparations to your people. Because this people, you already vote. So it's not like you'll be taking extra time out your schedule. I'm talking people who are already politically active. The ones who just put that Democratic D on their chest and be so goddamn proud. Them. Just that regular time you spend every year or every month or every week covering politics. You know what I mean? I don't know who Kevin on Zoe's show is. I haven't seen Zoe's show in a minute. Nah, but I don't know who that is. Hey, we said Rico. What do I think? What do I think is the real reason they're giving us all this money to Ukraine? Because Ukrainians are white. That's why they got to boost them white numbers, and Ukrainians are also Nazis. So Ukrainians are easy to get on code. You can get a Ukrainian on code fairly easy. So anytime you import a group of people, you have to give them an economic base. You cannot import a group of people and not give an economic base if you want your country to survive. This is about survival of the United States. It's in the United States' self-interest to import more white people, and the money that they spend in investing in these white people to get things started, that'll pay for itself in the long run, because they'll now develop businesses that pay taxes, and they won't be on the streets, because we reserve the streets for you niggas. You know what I mean? Yeah. There were white slaves, but you know what I mean? That's not our problem. And white slaves got their freedom dues. They got their reparations 10 years after they were got back. White slaves got their reparations. And they white now. They've been living the benefits of the label white, meaning they've been allowed to live in non-red zone neighborhoods. They've been given the best interest rates. They've been given first choice of the best jobs for the last 100 years, and really, especially since Kennedy got elected as president in 1960. That's super validated all Irish people. They were validated as white before then. So even I want to play the game. White people were slaves too. Well, they've been benefiting like a motherfucker since off of it they whole goddamn life. All the ones that are alive and their parents. I'm never gonna conflate what we do with other people. Yeah. They gotta import buffer classes. Buffer classes open things up for them. I mean, allows them to keep doing what they do. Because one thing about a buffer class understands the pecking order, and they won't challenge it. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Here comes some play today. Here comes someone with corny jokes. Who the fuck played a victim? Somebody, I swear you losers be projecting like a motherfucker. Everybody in the chat room. At what point was victim ever played by anything that I said? What was a statement that you said I played the victim on? Jesus. First of all, I question why anybody named Jesus is in this chat. Are we talking nigga business? But since you are, what did I say? That was victim. And be clear. Yeah, big Steve J. When it comes to history, we do know how to dive in and come on out. I gotta see. Yeah, they love saying that play the victim shit. You're right, he do just want attention. They love that whole play the victim shit. You play the victim. If I'm telling how things are, it means you shut the fuck up and listen. I was on Twitter earlier, and there was some asshole that came jumping in. Oh, what's up, Torian Rain? I was on Twitter earlier, some white boy jumped in my missions. At first, I responded because I didn't see the picture, and then I was with family all day today. And then, the second time he responded, I looked at his picture. I said, oh, this dude white. I said, man, if you don't get your white ass out of our business, the fuck out of here. I'm just gonna mute this motherfucker. I don't even know what he wanna say next. Man, don't ever, anytime I see a white person or a non-black person talking about our shit, fuck out of here. And it's crazy because when you listen to them motherfuckers talk, they be sounding dumb as hell. They be sounding stupid to them motherfucker. Man, it's still hard. It's still hard with Teddy being gone, man. It'd be funny, like, what time is it? Like 1 in the morning? I don't know what time it is. What, 1 in the morning, something like that? Teddy be coming in from the show right now, dragging his fucking feet. What up, T? Man, I miss Teddy. Yeah. Man, Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes is speaking out their ass. Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes is talking out their ass. They have no foundation for what they say. I think tomorrow, y'all, I think I'm gonna do a Twitter space with Dr. Randy Short. Would y'all want to hear that? Because Dr. Randy Short don't really be on. They kicked him off Twitter, so we got a new Twitter. What do y'all think about a Twitter space with Dr. Randy Short? I'm gonna upload it to Facebook. To YouTube afterwards. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do so y'all can ask Dr. Randy Short some questions. I think that'd be good to do a Twitter space with him. Y'all can ask him some questions. I'm thinking like around like 12 or 1 LA time tomorrow. I appreciate that, Star. Yeah. Star is Dikembe Mutombo, that motherfucker. But, yeah, we just... I forgot what I was talking about. I just saw Star block that motherfucker like Alonzo Mourning. I'm talking about flat top Alonzo Mourning. The Miami Heat, the first time around with the Miami Heat, Alonzo Mourning, before he had the kidney thing. But yeah, Fat Joe and Busta, like, look, man. I did a Twitter space. If y'all look on this channel, look it up where I was talking about Diddy. But I'm gonna do some more Twitter spaces pretty soon. Just really breaking down the elements of our music. And I will do an Incense and Ashtrays tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're gonna do Incense and Ashtrays. It's Sunday night, so we're gonna do some real smooth, melodic, mellow music tomorrow night. Get back in the groove. So I'm doing some other podcasts tomorrow, like at 8 in the morning. Hibachi. I told the dude, yeah. He kept telling me 11:30. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do your podcast at 11:30. Then I saw like he 11:30 East Coast. I'm like, God damn. Shit. And my internet's out. That's another reason I'm doing Twitter Space tomorrow. Like goddamn AT&T over here, internet been out all fucking day. They working on some shit. I think somebody like got in an accident and like hit a server or some shit. But I ain't got no goddamn internet, so I'm having to use my cellular. So that's why I'll be on Twitter Space tomorrow instead of like on the computer, because like anytime I interview Dr. Short, I gotta be on my computer. I can't do it on my phone. But of course, someone named Angie Martinez would co-sign Fat Joe's lies. Her last name is Martinez. She has a vested interest in his lies. Matter of fact, can't nobody named Martinez even speak for the culture. It's the reason why Angie Martinez got that job, and people like half niggas like Ebro and like all of these Latinos. It's the reason why they have the job at these stations. These white motherfuckers want them to mistell the story. They encourage these motherfuckers to mistell the story. Allegedly. So again, I'm about to get up out of here, but you about to see a lot of storms. We're about to be in a lot of storms right now, man. It's a lot of upheaval going on, but remember this upheaval, these stormy times that we're in for socially, they ultimately lead to a good end, an end that's going to be more constructive for us all. But in the meantime, get ready for this bullshit, all right? Just get ready for the bullshit. Storms are divine, just like good weather. Necessary. Necessary to get to the next level. All right? I'm out.